All right, hey everyone. I was about to go to sleep and somebody sent me an email with a video that the government is doing on sovereign citizens, and I couldn't believe my eyes, man. The propaganda level of this particular government, and specifically this lady Pamela C. Marsh, is just off the charts, man. It's this lady right here. She is the primary person responsible for an innocent man named Paul Hansen being in prison right now. Paul Hansen doesn't deserve to spend a day in prison, but he's already spent over 1 year, and he's not going to be released until February the 13th. And it's primarily because of this lady right here. And I want you to look at the title of this article, and I'll put the link in the information bar. But U.S. Attorney Pamela Marsh to address ties with the Muslims, the Sikhs and Arab-American communities. And she goes on to, like, she's some magna cum laude at Georgetown University, real proud of her degrees and her titles and her positions. And she goes on to say how we've got to get along and hold hands with the Muslims. And she's all about holding hands and getting along and playing nice with the Muslims, right? Okay. So that's her article here. Here she just recently resigned, for whatever reason. If you come down here, let's read this right here. This is just so heartwarming. It was tremendous honor to be appointed by President Barack Obama as the United States Attorney, and it has been my great privilege to lead this office in the last 5.5 years. Yes, under your leadership, you put terrible criminals in jail, Miss Marsh, like Paul Hansen. I'm so glad to have Paul Hansen off the street. The world is such a safer place, and it's also just a wonderful thing that you're promoting that we should be getting along with the Muslims. Just we should address our ties and let's hold hands and get along with the Muslims. But when it comes to Paul Hansen, you're going to send a SWAT team to his house and put him in prison. You go on to write, I have loved working for justice since my first day on the job. Oh, that's wonderful. And the lawyers like Tiffany Hope Eggers and J. Ryan Love, they're incredibly talented, and they work hard every day in the name of justice, fairness, and equality. Oh, I would like to express my deep thanks to the president and the two wonderful attorney generals, Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch. You got to be kidding me, man. These people are some of the most evil people on the planet. They stole 9 years of Ken Hoven's life. They've got an innocent man in prison. Let's not forget, they tried to put Ken Hoven unsuccessfully in prison for the rest of his life. And for what crimes? For what crimes? For mailing a letter. And then now they put out videos like this. Now that she's resigned, she's going to make it her. She's not going to go out and address, extreme Muslims in our country. No, she's going to go after regular citizens who just want to live free. And let's listen to this.
More about what sovereign citizens believe, and that most of all, it will help keep you safe.
Known as sovereign citizens. People who do not believe that many of the basic laws of this country apply to them.
I'm not an American citizen. I do not recognize these. I am by counsel.
They have disrupted courtrooms, led police on high-speed chases, and even engaged in murderous shootouts with authorities.
All right, you see how they're trying to paint this? And then they got some policemen up here that had a son that was murdered, which that's very unfortunate. Hey, why don't you guys go watch the movie Innocence Betrayed? Let's just find that real quick. Why don't you guys watch this movie, Innocence Betrayed, the history of gun control. Okay, it's right here, full length. And if you guys want to play propaganda videos with murder, why don't you watch that and find out who's murdered more people in the history of humanity than any of these so-called sovereign citizens that you guys are trying to demonize. And I can't help but get angry and a little excited when I think about Pamela C. Marsh, Tiffany Hope Eggers, J. Ryan Love, IRS Special Agent Charles Evans, and IRS Special Agent Scott Snyder. All of them are evil, wicked, demonic do-gooders who think they're doing good, and they got appointed by President Obama, he's not even the president. He's actually a foreigner, a faggot, usurper, right? He's not even the president of this country. And you say, well, why don't you recognize his authority? His birth certificate is a fraud. Sheriff Arpaio has already approved that, although we knew it long before Sheriff Arpaio came along, and he's not a natural-born citizen. You can go to the website protectourliberty.org, okay? And he appointed Pamela C. Marsh, and Pamela C. Marsh, instead of going after people who are really a threat to this country, she's decided to go after American citizens who want to live free, right? And she thinks it's a good thing. When she goes to sleep at night, she feels good about the fact that she stole 9 years of Ken Hoven's life, and she probably feels good about the fact that Paul Hansen is in prison right now, and that's who she's going after. She's given speeches about how we got to play well and accommodate all the Muslims so that we don't make the Muslims upset. You got to be kidding me! And they're allowed to put out propaganda videos like this sovereign citizen, and they say that sovereign citizens, all they want to do is murder people, when this government has murdered millions of unborn babies. Look, this just watching her face and sit in front of this camera, this lady Pamela C. Marsh, makes me just angry. I don't see how this lady can even get on even YouTube and sit in front of the camera with any sense of like morality. And she graduated from magna cum laude from Georgetown University, and she acts like she has fought for justice. She is the opposite of justice. She's all about injustice, and she is the terrorist. She is the one who should be put in prison. She is the one who will be held accountable, and if she does not repent for her sins and openly admit the evilness that she has brought upon the American people, she will be the one answering for the wickedness that she has done.